Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of web application security with Burp Suite, specifically the Repeater tool. Think of Burp Suite like that insanely powerful multi-tool you'd take on a tech-heavy adventure, and the Repeater, that's your trusty magnifying glass, helping you dissect and analyze web traffic with incredible precision. Whether you're a seasoned bug bounty hunter or just starting to explore the world of ethical hacking, the Repeater tool is an absolute game changer. We're going to break it down step by step, showing you how to capture, modify, and resend web requests like a pro. So buckle up, grab your favorite energy drink, and let's get our hands dirty with Burp Suite's Repeater. First things first, we need to capture some web traffic to play with. Fire up Burp Suite and make sure the intercept feature is switched on in the proxy tab. It's like setting a trap to catch those unsuspecting web requests. Now, open up your web browser of choice and navigate to the website you want to test. This could be anything from a simple login page to a complex web application. Go ahead and interact with the website. Submit a form, click a button, anything that generates a request. You'll see that Burp Suite has intercepted the request in real time, freezing it in its tracks. This is where things get interesting. The intercepted request is displayed in Burp Suite, showing you all the juicy details, the headers, the parameters, the data being sent, everything you need to understand the conversation happening between your browser and the web server. Take a moment to examine the intercepted request. See those headers? They're like the instructions your browser sends to the server. And the parameters? Those are the variables being passed along, like your username and password when you log in. Understanding these components is crucial because it allows us to manipulate them, to see how the web server reacts to different inputs. And that's where the Repeater tool comes in. But we'll get to that in just a second. For now, bask in the glory of intercepting your first web request. It's the first step towards becoming a Burp Suite ninja. Alright, we've got our intercepted request sitting in Burp Suite, frozen in time. Now let's unleash the power of the Repeater tool. With the intercepted request selected, right-click and choose Send to Repeater. Or, if you're all about those keyboard shortcuts, just hit Ctrl+R, your choice. Either way, the Repeater is ready to roll. Head over to the Repeater tab in Burp Suite, and you'll see our captured request displayed in all its glory. This is our playground, where we can dissect, modify, and resend the request as many times as we want. Think of the Repeater as a controlled environment, a safe space to experiment with different inputs, and observe how the web server responds without any real-world consequences. Notice how the Repeater tab is split into two main panels. On the left, we have the request we're about to send. On the right, we'll see the server's response, a digital conversation in action. But before we hit that send button, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the Repeater. It's like having a direct line to the web server, a way to communicate with it on our own terms. This is where the real hacking magic happens. Now for the fun part, modifying the request. In the Repeater tab, you're free to change any part of the request you want. Headers, parameters, even the data in the body. It's all fair game. Let's say you're testing for a vulnerability called SQL injection. You'd focus on parameters that interact with a database like a search field or a login form. Try injecting some SQL code into those parameters and see how the server reacts. Or maybe you're interested in cross-site scripting, or XSS vulnerabilities. In this case, you'd inject some JavaScript code into parameters that get reflected back in the response, like a comment field or a user profile page. The possibilities are endless. You can modify headers to bypass security measures, tamper with cookies to escalate privileges, or even change the request method from GET to POST to uncover hidden functionalities. As you make changes, keep a close eye on the RAW and Params tabs in the request pane. The RAW tab shows you the entire request in its RAW format, while the Params tab neatly organizes the parameters and their values. Don't be afraid to experiment. The more you tinker with different inputs, the better you'll understand how the web application behaves and where its vulnerabilities might lie. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the world of web security, the Repeater tool is your key to unlocking that knowledge. Once you've crafted the perfect modified request, it's time to unleash it upon the unsuspecting web server. Take a deep breath, double-check your work, and hit that send button. The Repeater tool springs into action, firing off your modified request at lightning speed. The server, none the wiser, processes the request and sends back its response, which appears in the right panel of the Repeater tab. This is the moment of truth. Did your modifications have the desired effect? Did you uncover a vulnerability? Or did the server gracefully deflect your attack? The response holds the answers you seek. With the server's response displayed in the Repeater tool, it's time to put on our detective hats and analyze the results. This is where your knowledge of HTTP status codes, error messages, and web application behavior comes into play. Start by examining the status code. Is it a 200 OK indicating everything went smoothly, or did you get a 403 forbidden, suggesting you might be onto something interesting? Next, dive into the response body. Look for any clues that might indicate a vulnerability. Error messages, unexpected output, or even subtle changes in the application's behavior can all be valuable pieces of the puzzle. Pay close attention to how the server handled your modified input. Did it sanitize your SQL injection attempt? Did it escape your JavaScript code? Understanding the server's defenses is just as important as finding the vulnerabilities themselves. The Repeater tool makes it incredibly easy to compare responses from different requests. Send multiple variations of the same request, each with slight modifications, and observe how the responses differ. This side-by-side comparison can reveal subtle patterns and inconsistencies that might otherwise go unnoticed. Remember, analyzing server responses is an iterative process. It's about making observations, forming hypotheses, and testing them by sending more modified requests. The Repeater tool is your trusty sidekick throughout this journey, helping you unravel the mysteries of the web application. And that's how you use Burp Suite's Repeater tool to manually modify and resend HTTP requests, giving you the power to dissect web applications, uncover vulnerabilities, and become a true web security master. Remember, the Repeater is just one tool in Burp Suite's impressive arsenal. As you dive deeper into the world of web application security, you'll discover a whole ecosystem of features and functionalities designed to help you test, analyze, and secure web applications. So keep experimenting, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a well-crafted HTTP request. And that's how you use Burp Suite's Repeater tool to manually modify and resend HTTP requests. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tutorials and tips. See you in the next video.